And here we go again, guys. Got another couple of emails, which is great. The first one comes from our friend on Reddit, user Grown Evil. So let's get right into it. Grown Evil says, "Hello, Dr. Satan. First of all, I'm sorry for my broken English. I'm a Dutchie and I don't take too much time for the spelling either. Perfectly fine. I don't really focus too much on other people's spelling or grammar. As long as I can understand, basically the gist of what you're saying, I really don't care. So don't worry about that." Grown Evil continues. "My biggest question was how you rolled in this branch, but we do know." Yeah, I did explain that in one of the posts on Reddit, but if you come here from somewhere else other than Reddit, I'll just quickly break it down. I fell into the job completely by chance. I was out of work, and my the girlfriend that I had at the time, her father was a police officer, and he knew the people who owned the mortuary transport company. So he got me an interview with them, and I just fell into it. Like I said, very much accidentally. All right. So Grown Evil continues. "I'm just asking myself, could I do this job? I think I could, but would struggle a lot with my emotions. I'm not a good talker in this topic. Helping, yes, but helping myself, well, that's something different." Yeah, that's a big problem with this job. A lot of people actually could handle this job, at least physically. It's not that demanding physically. There are some, heavy people that you have to lift. And to be honest with you, all dead bodies are kind of a pain to lift and carry and move around because they're just uncooperative. That's one of my big complaints about movies where you see like a couple of mob guys disposing of a dead body, and it's just super easy for them to toss the dead body over the shoulder and, this and that. It is so unrealistic. A dead body, even a light person, gravity is fighting you the whole time. The person is not, they're not helping you. Like if I had two friends pick me up and carry me, even not consciously, I would be kind of helping them. I'd be shifting my weight to, make it easier on them. A dead body doesn't do that. Gravity just pulls them down from every part. That's probably the hardest part physically of the job, other than, dealing with the smell. But if you could get over the smell and the sight of, mangled people and human entrails and brains and things like that, then you could do it. But other than that, the emotional aspect does take a toll on most people, unless you're a complete psychopath. It's something that you have to compartmentalize, just kind of put it away in a certain part of your brain and deal with it later. But you do have to deal with it later. Otherwise, it builds up and, you could have a breakdown, which is, what happened to me, actually. I lost it after a while because I didn't deal with it. So that's the part that's really difficult. Yeah, and I have the same problem, Grown Evil. I'm great at giving advice, not so good at taking it. So next question. How did you cope with all the runs and scenes? Like I said, I just compartmentalize things, and you develop a dark sense of humor about things. Obviously, there's certain things you don't joke about, but for the most part, you can kind of make light of most situations, and then you move on and you treat it like any other job. But again, you do have to deal with the mental and emotional and psychological consequences later. So very important. And then Grown Evil says, "And did you encounter your father-in-law on the job, and how did you deal with it?" Good question. The girlfriend that I had at the time, her father was a police officer, for those of you who may not already know. And he worked traffic. So he wasn't on murder scenes or anything like that, but I did see him on a few traffic accidents where there were fatalities. Just be professional is how I handled it. I'd say hi. He would say hi. We'd maybe have a comment or two. He would ask me how his daughter's doing, or I would ask him how his daughter's doing, things like that. Ask how the family's doing, but not much beyond that. We wouldn't like joke around and act like we were good friends on the job. It's just not professional. All right, and then Grown Evil moves on to say, probably I have a lot of questions and I'm trying to translate it for you. I speak better than I write. No problem. Anytime you decide you have a new question, feel free to email me. And then Grown Evil says, please keep it going. It helps me at long days at work to read it and listen to it. Thank you, sir. And then I believe it says something in Dutch. I want to say it says something like best regards. I'm not going to try to pronounce it because I will absolutely butcher your language. No problem, Grown Evil. It's my pleasure to do this. I really enjoy it. Between writing, which is actually why I didn't get this one done sooner, because I stayed up way late last night writing the long story. Between that and my personal life, I really enjoy doing these videos. It gives me something to do to kind of interact with, all you guys and gals on Reddit, and then maybe some other people who stumble upon the YouTube channel. It's really just a lot of fun. I barely sleep. I might get 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night. So this is just a great way to fill the time and engage with all you. So I really enjoy it. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening, by the way. It's, don't thank me. I thank you. That's how this goes. But I really enjoyed your email. You had some good questions. And like I said, if you come up with more, by all means, shoot me an email. While I was planning for this video to answer Grown Evil's emails, I got another email, which was great. I'm not going to say who this comes from because I believe that is their real name and they didn't tell me what their Reddit name was, which is perfectly okay. I'm not going to reveal their actual real name on here though, just for, safety reasons and whatnot. But this person says, they said, yes, I'm so excited for another format to support. Please add me to any email list thingy you have. I love your content and just wanted to send some support. Keep sharing your stories. So this one didn't have any questions, but I wanted to read this email because things like this really mean a lot to me. It's so great to have the support that you all give me because it really does mean that there are people who actually like hearing what I have to say, listening to my disgusting stories and all the fun stuff I like to talk about. So this is really nice. And I just wanted to say, you know who you are. Thank you so much for that email. That came in late last night or that's when I saw it anyway. And it really it means a lot when I get things like that. And I replied to this person. I just said, thank you, yada, yada. And they replied back with another just wonderfully supportive email saying, you're an amazing storyteller and the topic is so intriguing. I almost went to school during COVID to become a medical examiner, but somehow became a graphic designer instead, which is awesome. That's actually my original background. I wanted to be a graphic designer when I was younger, but when I was looking into it way back in the olden days, it was such a cutthroat business to get into. And that was when things like Photoshop were just starting to get kind of big. So everybody was really having a hard time making that transition from traditional art to digital art. and it was just really kind of a mess at the time. So I got out of that and pursued other things. But I'm so glad that you're into graphic design. I might have to hit you up for some logo designs and, completely redesign all my YouTube banner and all that stuff. We'll see. And then you say, you already sound great on the YouTube post, but I totally get wanting to make things just right. It will come. Just keep doing your thing at a pace that doesn't burn you out. We're here, along for the ride and happily waiting. Well, thank you. I'm trying not to burn myself out, but like I said, I only sleep about 3 or 4 hours a night. And I've always had a problem being kind of a workaholic. I've tried to pump the brakes a little bit with all this. If you've noticed, I haven't uploaded a new story on the subreddit in a couple of days. I'm really trying not to, destroy myself, because when I get into something like this, I tend to go full bore and just pedal to the metal. And yeah, it does burn me out sometimes. That's what happened with the dead body job, actually. I went way deep in it, got really good at it, but I did it way too much. And I just didn't deal with the consequences of all that. So, I'm trying to take it easy and go at a sustainable pace here so that I can continue to do it, because I really enjoy this. I love telling stories. I love being able to talk about that job because in a way it's kind of therapeutic. And it's something that even when I was in therapy, my therapist told me I should talk about that job more, but I didn't have anybody to talk about it with other than her. Because honestly, not a lot of people really want to hear about this job. I have like one friend in real life who actually enjoyed hearing about this stuff. It's not exactly dinner table talk. That's why I'm so glad that all of you like hearing this stuff. It helps me get things off my chest. And like I said, it's, kind of therapeutic. But at the same time, it's also really fun. And it kind of reminds me of why I enjoyed doing it in the first place. I mean, I don't want to go back into it, but it really makes me feel like doing it was worth it. And then being able to talk about it is also worth it. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything, all the support and love. You guys are amazing. I will try to get another story, like an actual story, recorded here soon. I'm working on that now. I'm writing up the script for it. It's going to be one that's not on Reddit. It'll be brand new. So hopefully I'll have that out soon. I don't know if I'll be uploading every single day, but who knows? That may change. I may work things out to where I actually start scheduling things. So I don't know. It's still all very new and very young. There's a lot of kinks to work out. But if you guys stick around, I promise it will get better. It'll get funner and it'll continue on. Thank you so much. And you guys have a wonderful day. Fading